This is the 16 inches Tesla screen, Android version, X6 model, going to the 2014 Land Cruiser, also known as LC200. Okay, I'm back in the car now. I just want to double check a couple settings in the original system before I proceed with the installation. As you can see, I got most of the stuff out here removed, and on this side removed as well. All the stuff here removed on the bottom. Okay, so I disconnected the battery. That's why you're seeing this message here. Hard drive is loading. Okay, fans off. Okay, and we have boot up. A couple things I want to check is to make sure my original reverse signal is still there. As you can see, this is the original camera. Okay, here's the screen I'm looking for. By pushing this guy here, the view button here, I want to make sure the auto is turned on. As you can see, it's green. If you don't do this, every time you go into a stoplight, this screen won't switch automatically. You have to constantly push this if you want to go into park, moving forward into park and stuff. You have to push this constantly to switch into this screen here. So that's why I want to make sure this is into the park position, auto position. And then again, I want to see the reverse is still working. Yep, the reverse is still working. And without no further ado, let's get this thing disassembled all out and get the 16-inch installed. Okay, I got both of the unit out from the car. By looking in the back of my stereo head unit, original head units, looks like this is the cable I will be using right here. And the part number is, let's see here. Wow, it's in Chinese, so I don't know. Let's take a peek real quick here. Okay, so say X6 series Toyota high config. So let's double check the back of the car, the car original wire harness. Yep, so it should match with this guy here. And it looks like, according to this cable, it looks like we don't need the bottom portion of the original, the OEM radio. But some model does. I believe the PX3 or the X3 require the bottom portion of it, but the X6 it does not require. Here's the cable for the top portion. You got I think this is the receiver to the display from the bottom of the radio to the display screen, and this is your backup camera, the white wire here. And then this little guy here, this guy here, right here is your front camera, and this is all your power coming in. On the bottom portion you have I don't know what this is, and I believe this is the GPS. This is the telephone antenna, and this is the USB. And this one here, I'm not sure, another antenna, I believe, radio antenna. So here we have it. Let's get started. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to start with this backup camera parking assist decoding. Here's the wire harness itself. And let's go to the car and get this installed. Okay, for the ease of the installation, I routed the camera, the back camera, the audio reverse camera cable down to the bottom here to save space and make room for the upper portion. And here's the power to the decoder. I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up right now. So pardon me, I'm trying to do this one-handed just to show you guys how this thing is installed. Oops. Yeah. Damn it. Okay, finally got it in. Plugged in. Now I'm plugging the white cable. Do not use this blue cable here, because if you use this one here, it's not gonna work. Your backup camera will not work. And then the plug is the same with this white one here. It's the same exact plug. One is blue, one is white. So you want to make sure you use the white connector. Oh, yeah, use the white connector here. Otherwise, your backup camera will not work. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get this connect. Plug it in into here. Got it. So I'm gonna leave this down here like this. Again, I'm just trying to save. I'm just trying to save room from up here. All the cluttering up here, and I'm trying to put this down here just to save room. Next, I'm gonna get the wire harness that connects into this guy here. I'm gonna get it all routed down here, and then I'll see you in a bit. The X6 wire harness, and you want to make sure this control box is plugged in ahead of time, and just make sure you don't forget. Otherwise, none of your steering control will work. Again, this is the cable that I'm using. I will be routed through here onto the bottom here, and connect to this guy here. Can you see this? Okay, the next step, I'm gonna connect this guy here, this big connector here. There's only one way to go in, and it's snap in. What I like to do also with this guy here, I also like to put a zip tie here, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I don't have one around right now, so I'll go look for it and put a zip tie between here. The next one I'm gonna do is this guy here. See how it matched together, this two-face here. So connect together, and the next step is the antenna. So I'm sure it's back here somewhere. Yep, it's this guy here. And that's it for the bottom here. The rest of the plug will not be used. This plug here will not be, this will not be used. This will not be used. This will not be used. The only thing being used is this plug here, the big plug, and this plug here. Okay, the next step would be connecting this this plug here into this plug here. So, as you can see, they are matching each other. So watch out for bent pin, okay? So you might want to do this slowly, otherwise you'll be bending pins right in there, and it's bad news if you do that. So just do it gently. What I like to do, just put in like this and sort of wiggle it until it snaps like this. When you hear the snap, you're golden. And the next step is this guy here. Let me find the plug for it. Where it goes. Okay, so this guy's here, where it goes into, been made with this guy here. So be like this. So the other thing I want to point out is I routed the GPS antenna cable, which is this here. I put it right up here. So make sure there's no metal interfered. When you put this up here, make sure there's no metal. And USB cables is routed. And HDMI, display port HDMI is routed down here. So it looks like we're ready to install the big unit in. Let me know when you're ready.
It's recording.
Okay, so this is your backup camera coming from your decoder down here. Well, that's the decoding camera right there, box. And this is the power, and this will go into the camera plug, the one say camera, which is this guy here. And the power will go into this plug right here. Yep, it's a second one. For this system, it's the second one from your left hand side. And the letter would be D, letter D. So go ahead and plug it in. And come up, son. And camera will open this video in, sorry. This is camera. You got male and female camera and camera. Connect. Next thing you to do is I'm connecting the display port cable right here, which is in the back of this guy here, and the antenna. It's pretty generic. The next one is USB USB port plug. This is the USB plug. Goes here, and this is from the one of the control box. Pause it, son.
It's on.
Okay, good. Come up, son. Up here. So the next plug I'm gonna plug in is this data or antenna cable here. Another, I think this is another antenna or GPS. Not sure what they are. Plug into the back end of the stereo. Come this side, guys. Okay, so let's do this like this. Hold it for daddy. Yeah, hold that for daddy. Okay, next I'm gonna do the power. Actually, this is the data link right here. We'll plug into this guy here in the back. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's only one way in. You'll figure it out. Plugged in, and then this is the power. It's a little bit tight, so I'm gonna see if I can show you guys this. Okay, this is the last plug, which is plugged into the K plug, which is according to this diagram. K plug is right there, so that's where it goes into, which is the bottom portion of it. So top, bottom, K is the second one too from the left hand side. So it's tight. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and I will show you when the system is boot up. Okay, I got everything all buttoned up here. Looks pretty good so far. Let's see what this puppy looks like. Alright, that's a good sign. Promising. Alright, Give it a minute to boot up, since this is the first boot up. Don't know what that sign means. Alrighty, the first thing I want to check that is very important is the reverse, the camera, all the reverse. So let's check it out. Let's see if the reverse camera work. All right, it's working. So I'm gonna back up a little bit to see. Okay. Now go forward. All right, looks like it's working. And this is what I'm talking about when it switch back and forth on auto. Even though this button is not working at the moment, but it does the auto. That's why the preparation before installing this set the this view here to auto before we go any further. So if you don't do this, if you don't set it on auto, you're gonna have to push this all the time. So this work, and now I'll put it back on park. And there's no light indication of anything beside a seat belt. I don't have my seat belt on, so that's given. And going on here, look, it's auto. The climate control is working. It sets to 1 right now. Let's turn on the AC. Alright, AC is working. I can feel it right now. Let's check the temperature here. Pushing this button here to make sure it works. So it does work on both sides. Yep, it works on both sides. Okay, putting back to low. Let's check all the volume. The button here, and looks like it's working. Okay, the mode button. Okay, got the mode button. Now I'm on the radio. Bluetooth, I haven't connected anything to it yet. Movies, there's nothing on right now. And this is telephone. Again, I have not connected any phones to it. And this is not a music, I think. This is music playing through my phone. Auxiliary, no signal, which is given. There's nothing plugged in. You could plug it in if you want. Alright, I'm gonna give this thing a test drive for a couple days, and I will see you back with the rest of the setting that I think that might help somebody in the long run. So again, looks like the most important portion for me is the cameras, back reverse camera, and all the camera around me is working. That's all that matters for me right now. I'll come back, check back with me later. I will go through all the settings.